my God.
And what other sets were you on?
I was on a movie called Two Little Heroes, which is like Home Alone with two dogs. It was all done by these Russians. And we drove around like these Russians. We didn't speak English. They didn't speak English. We couldn't speak Russian, but it was me and my friend were the only two like real English people. And and they wanted to make this film with this Home Alone, but with dog. And so we did that movie for like a month. And then, I was this Playboy show called Night Calls.
Yeah.
It was like a call-in phone sex show. I was like a stage manager there for like a week.
So you were in that loop of PAs, like everyone, you had a little community like of people that would tell you, because I remember trying to do that. You have to be in sort of like this circuit of people.
Yeah, and the guy would go, hey, I got a job. You want to do this for 2 days?
Right. It was like $100 a day or something.
$100 a day.
Yeah.
And then the best thing is like, then I got a job on this movie called Collateral Damage with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
and that was like a big movie. And so that I got to work for 6 months. And
that was your break, and that was
my
a lot of
break.
money. So what were you doing? Like, were you writing? Were you making movies?
I was writing,
trying stand up or anything.
It was a big lesson. I was writing, but I got so kind of wrapped into making money and being on movie sets and kind of stars in my eyes a little bit of like, look at this, I'm hanging out with Arnold Schwarzenegger and all these things. I did the Spider-Man movie and all these other things, and I was doing nothing creative. And then I went to Second City Theater. After doing this for like 5 years. PAing, I was an assistant editor. I was a runner. I drove film elements around.
That's weird because that can really happen. You forget why you're out here, and then, I
fully did that. I 100%. And I also admit I was scared. I was really scared of fucking up and failing. I had a hard time. I was so confident in high school and school and everything. And then when it was like I have to pay the bills...
You wanted to pay the bills.
I just, that was my whole goal, was to pay the bills. But
well,
I
also
think secretly I was a little freaked out.
Right, but you keep getting this work and you become a go-to guy in those, because the people that are hiring you to do that over and over again, they don't give a fuck about your dream.
They don't care.
Yeah. And I imagine at some point, you even though you're on film sets and everything else, there's still like, well, how do I get from where I am to where the lights
exactly.
are? Like,
exactly.
There's this idea that like, well, I'm in.
No, you're not
There's nothing, there's no in.
No, there's never an in. Even when you're in, you're not in.
No, right.
You know what I mean? You still have to bust your ass and work and kind of like, that's what I figured out.
Right, so what was the moment where you're like, I went
to a buddy's show, that, Derek Waters.
Yeah.
And Simon Helberg, who's on, Big Bang Theory, and then my friend.
Oh, yeah, I was going to talk to him soon.
He's a great guy. Really, really great guy. And
you guys were buddies, and he was trying.
No, I didn't know them. I just went with my friend, and we went and saw this Second City show. And
it wasn't your friend's show. You just went.
No, we just went with these people, and I was like, oh, these people my age doing sketch comedy at Second City on Melrose.
Right.
And then I went to another friend's Level 5 show there, and so then I asked him, my buddy Eric Filipkowski, I said, how do I get in on this? And he said, oh, you just sign up here. And so I signed up. That was like 2003.
Yeah.
And so I signed up for classes. And just started taking classes.
At Second
City. And the best thing that taught me was to fuck up. Just to get up in front of people and fuck up.
Yeah, get over the fear.
To get over the fear, yeah.
Right.
I had a lot of fear going into it, of being like, you just get into a place where you're too cool, or your friend, you start criticizing movies and TV and books, and you're just, but then you do it and you go, oh, this shit is hard.
Right.
So cut these things some slack, you know what I mean? And so it's hard, and it's not like an easy thing.
Well, that's a big shift from like a lifetime of being an armchair critic.
Exactly.
Bitter for no reason.
Exactly.
Fuck that. I'm not gonna. That guy's. This is hack, or that sucks, or this guy doesn't know how to make movies, and what are you doing? No, I gotta be on set tomorrow.
I gotta get that guy coffee tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a big. But some people live their whole life like that. It's like there's a tragic hierarchy in Hollywood.
Yeah,
you can talk about the show business hierarchy, but there's a dark one that mirrors it.
Exactly.
Of people who aren't in show business that goes all the way
They're
up.
on this weird periphery, and it was just a thing about being someone who does stuff.
And what were some of you were just doing sketches and learning how to improvise,
improvising, and then this guy Matt Offerman, who's Nick Offerman's brother.
Yeah.
Eric Filipkowski and the guy Mel Cowan, the four of us started a sketch group, and we did we had a sketch group and we were doing shows like in a backyard in Van Nuys. We had no space. We didn't know anybody who would like a space or anything.
And Offerman wasn't a star yet.
But Nick would let us rehearse at his
workshop.
His workshop.
Yeah.
So we go to.
He had that then.
He had that then. This was 2004. So we go to his workshop and rehearse.
And was he sanding things?
He was just sanding like a boat in the background. But he was very nice. And then Megan Mullally, his wife, saw me in one of those shows and recommended me to Lauren Michaels. It was that fast.
Really?